Hello my booties, that was Dave's first landing. Oh dear, eh? Rocket Dave. Hello Dave. So this was an interesting day. I went down the field in September. Bit of a fly-in going on. There must have been 15 to possibly 20 paramotors at the fly-in. And that made me nervous for a start. Despite the idiosity you see on this YouTube channel, I'm actually quite a cautious person, I think. The number of people put me off for a start. And also I use an app called Windy, which we can see just here. And I think it's an excellent app. It kind of summarises the wind. There are many others, of course, but if you customise it, you can make the wind appear red and green depending on whether it's suitable for paramotoring. I don't know what time this flight was, but I guess it must have been 5 or 6 or something in the evening on a nice summer's night. It just showed that the wind would get up roughly when we were in the air. And me and another guy called Paul thought he thought it was probably going to change for the worse. So he bowed out as well. So I basically videoed Dave's first takeoff. Let's run VT. So he's pulled it up there for reverse launch. Failed a bit, that's fine. Now he's pulled it up again and he's pulling it up. Brilliant. Stepping backwards, look at that motion. Going backwards. I failed to do that sort of movement. And now he's leaning back perfectly. Everything's going well for Dave. And Dave just takes off into the air. Goodbye Dave. So off Dave flew. So I thought, well, okay, I'll put my gear away and then I can video probably his landing and record it for posterity. And just as I was putting everything into my car, suddenly there was a gust of wind on my face and I thought, oh hello. And then suddenly whoosh, it started to get quite windy. It's probably suddenly got up to about 25-mile-an-hour wind. And all these paramotors, they'd all gone one way and they all suddenly came back, as Jason will just point out.
I was waiting for everyone and I looked down at my speed and I was doing about 2 miles an hour.
Now Jason's just actually, while I'm recording this, completed his 200th flight. So yeah, the wind got up and I stood there on the ground watching them, trying to get back, and it was kind of a bit sketchy whether they really were making any forward momentum. And anyway, they came round eventually. My instructor landed because he'd gone up after Dave to follow Dave and talk him through everything, and then talked him down. So let's run VT and see Dave land. So here's Dave here. Chilli, our instructor's talking him down, and he's coming round. And of course, like, he's putting too much throttle on and then diving. But honestly, I don't think the video does it justice. I stood there in the wind and thinking, "Way, man." A couple of other people who are far more experienced, got a number of flights on under their belt, kind of plummeted to the ground and crashed. Yeah, so I'm standing behind Chilli here and I'm thinking, okay, he's going to come in this side, so I better get out of his way. But I think, God, he's coming in this side, so let's move over that side. Oh no, he's coming in this side. Oh my God, and
Yay!
And he's gone turtle.
Fucking well done.
Lay still.
Now Dave's normally a very quiet bloke, but look at his reaction after a flight like that.
Right, can you?
Whee!
He is absolutely ecstatic. This flying business is a real drug.
That was like a carrier.
Since I've started flying, I just think about nothing else. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And luckily my partner's not going to see this video because she's not the slightest bit interested in what I'm doing. So of course Dave had actually flown with shorts on, and he's actually a postman by trade. So he's probably used to getting up at 5 in the morning and freezing his nuts off.
from. I couldn't believe I was like, ah, fucking hell, you're doing too much now, you're letting off the throttle. That was a challenge, you done well. 'cause
Well
that's a
said,
challenge.
Dave.
That's not
Oh,
nice.
here's a pot that here, you know.
Oh right, let's
Well, I
have a
suffered
next time.
just don't.
Bye bye, Dave.
Fight down.
So Dave did really well there. Of course, you haven't got an option but land, but Dave's gone on to make many very successful takeoffs and landings, although he did bend his frame at one point and cost him quite a bit of money. In conclusion, what did we learn? I learned it's good to be cautious. There, I looked at my weather app. It stopped me going in the air. It's better to be on the ground looking up, wishing you were in the air, than being in the air and going, oh my god, I want to be down on the ground. Please get me down. On the flip side, weather apps can often be slightly out. If you took a lot of notice of them, then you probably would never fly at all in England. This winter it's been so windy, there's been very few days that we've actually managed to get off the ground.